Family. Family is probably the most underrated and overrated word that we have misunderstood, misinterpreted, ultimately leading to misery our whole goddamn life. That's the major reason. Why do we fail? Why do we quarrel among ourselves? What's the reason? Let's discuss this. See, we all fail to grow together. This is probably one of the sole reasons why relationships fail, why families break apart. As crazy and as insane as it may sound, or as impractical as it may be for you, I can't change the truth and the facts just to impress you. If you don't grow as a person, if you don't grow as a group, you will never grow as a family. See, we have to accept one thing. We grow, our priorities change. This is the lame reason. The core reason is we no longer wish to be our older self. You always hear this. People say, I've outgrown myself. My priorities have changed. Now, it's just that you've decided, okay, I need to become a new person every now and then. Every 5 years, every 10 years, you have to become another person. You can't stay the same person who you were 10, 15 years ago. We grow by time, mentally. We grow by time physically. We grow psychologically, psychosomatically. See, if you settle where you are and you aren't sure about it, you'll ultimately suffocate to death, right? You're physically present over there. You're mentally somewhere else. Sometimes you're mentally somewhere else. You're physically over there. I had complete clarity as to what I wanted to do when I was in my teens. But usually what happens, elders always think that the young ones aren't mature enough to make the decision. And I see that happening even to this day. Back then, I didn't have the courage to say no. That's okay. 20 years down the road, I can proudly say that they were 100% wrong. Not just them. Everything that was surrounded around me was a complete, kind of a scam. And when you live in a place like this and you continue to do so, you will never ever feel connected with yourself or the people around you, and you'll probably have no one to even call as a friend or a relative, whatever it may be. Let me be very, very practical. Think of yourself, okay? How many friends are in touch with you from your college days or from your school days? See, if you have a number, then you have to consider yourself as a lucky person. But mine is unfortunately 0. Or fortunately, it's 0. We all try to control and share insights. We have ideas based on what we have learned in our upbringing, which is probably 2 decades or 1 decade old. If you think you have control, you have knowledge, you have ideas from all the knowledge that you incurred, or the so-called knowledge that you incurred 10 years ago, you have to get over it. It's not even old, it's vintage. See, mindset changes by time. And if you're someone who constantly craves for growth and you keep on evolving every single year there's a new person who's born in you. But if it's not happening in your family, then you start feeling this disconnection from them. If you start viewing them from this perspective, see, you are a person who nourishes and wishes for growth, but not everyone will be like that. You have to make peace with yourself and you have to make peace with everyone that's there around you. Let me give you a best example. My mom is exactly how she was 30 years ago. Mentally, she has the same approach. She's happy with it and she's made peace with it. And I'm not saying she's inferior and I'm superior to her. No. She knows what she is and she's happy with it. I know what I'm capable of and I'm pushing for the same and I'm exploring things. Being a new person, having new experiences is something that I cherish, that I grow every single day as I grow old in age through numbers. But there are some people who like to be where they are. Not because they are dumb or not because they're inferior, just that very happy with whatever they have. See, I grow every day. My interest, Kindle base is based on the knowledge that I absorb, the things that I learn. I'm never satisfied in spite of doing everything. And deep down, I know what I'm capable of. So if you ask, why is it an individual is not satisfied in spite of doing everything? Because they're capable of more than what they're currently doing. So what is it that needs to be done? You have to push. You have to push to learn, to explore, and you have to make peace with breaking the comfort zone. The true need of the hour is for you to understand the psychology of your own self, not the other person. Once you understand yourself, you'll understand everyone who's around you. Maybe the one common link that can connect all of us as a family together, if you start to think, okay, is there any such thing? Yes, there is. And that's what we call as love. All we need is love to fulfill our emptiness. And that's not happening. And since you can't bring in love, you bring in expectations. You bring in unknown desires. You bring in fulfillment of impossible wishes. Deep down, we all want to feel the need to be in someone else's life. Let's be very honest. Why? So that we can make our presence felt, so that we feel alive. It may be very hard to accept, it may be very hard to digest this, but this is the fact. 90% of the humans who live on planet Earth need someone else's approval. It indeed is. See, being born as a human, we search and seek for interaction. That is our human nature. We seek for completeness with one another and with oneself. See, you may ignore this fact, and you may immerse yourself in endless hours of baseless conversations or meaningless scrolling, or seclude yourself from all that the world has to offer, and then call yourself as an introvert. But I will call you as a coward. We need to know where to draw the line. That is very important. See, it doesn't matter if it's our own kith and kin. This indeed is what is needed to be understood by each and every person who is a part of family. If not, you'll be a part of family, but you will never be a part of family. You may have had a family earlier. You may be seeking one now, or you may be a part of another one later, but you'll always be lonely on the inside. You'll have hundreds of people around you, but deep down, you'll be like the sad little person. So what is it that you can do for this? First, you have to nurture the family that you have inside you. What does this even mean? You have to nurture the personalities that are inside you. So you have to be part of a plethora of individuals that exist inside you. You can see, right, like how diverse the individuals are, how diverse the people and the culture is in the outside world. That's exactly what is there inside you also. So first, you have to build one inside you. You have to create a family inside you before you become a part of a family. Once this happens, then having a family makes a lot of sense. Let's understand another hard truth. See, you are the juice extracted from two different fruits, father and a mother. You are born with some unique traits which have nothing to do with either of them, and you're born with traits which is a resultant of both of them. You are like a concoction of what your father is and what your mother is. Learn that. Know what it is. Understand it. Make peace with it. Only when you make peace with what your ancestors were, be it your father or mother, or be it your grandparents, only then will you appreciate the importance of family. You'll realize how blessed you are to have one. If you're someone who always underappreciates and you never feel blessed with the family that you own or with the family that you're a part of, then start to contemplate on exactly what the reason is. And if anything that you just heard made any sense, start to work towards it. It's gonna take some time, but little steps is what it takes to, reach where you are. Family is something that you seek. Doesn't matter, it has to be your kith and kin. It can be the family that you can create of like-minded people also. But before you get into this, create a family inside you. First, become a part of yourself, and then you can think of being a part of what is outside. If you found this useful, do let me know what you felt in the comments. I'm pretty sure you'll know at least one person who's in need of this, someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to share it with them, for you can change another person's life in a click of a button. I'll see you in the next one.